All right, we're live. Say hello, buddy.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Anytime.
All right, let's do it. We're live from North Carolina. Good morning, everybody. My name is Alex Vidal. I am president of Related ISG International Realty and host of the show. You're watching episode number 86 of TheCloserClub. We're coming to you live from Banner Elk, North Carolina, where I'm staying with my very good friend, Jaime Chalem. Jaime is the jack of all trades. He is not only one of the top-ranking police officers in South Florida, he is a commercial pilot for some of the wealthiest people that own private jets, and he's actually one of the most sought-after commercial photographers out in the industry. And what's really cool about it is very few times you meet people that do everything: pilot, police officer, and camera, and photographer that has a skill set that can really apply. It's a little cold, it's a little chilly, it's like 40 degrees outside, so we're going to try to do it under 15 minutes. You ready?
It's a beautiful day. Let's do it.
It is a beautiful day. All right, so let's start with the oh man, I can't see. I get nervous, and now I got to look. I have all my questions ready to go. All right, realtor safety, right? And again, ultimately, what we want to talk about is realtor safety, high pressure situations, asking the right questions, and tips when it comes to commercial photography. And I messed up the very first question. Can you believe it? We brought Jaime in to teach realtor safety to our agents with some of his jiu-jitsu friends. If you were to give the realtors watching 3-4 tips on realtor safety to stay safe in 2020, what would they be?
So the first one that I would say, number one, is to train.
Okay.
Pick a martial arts. I recommend jiu-jitsu. I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I've been training jiu-jitsu for a long time. And I feel that as far as all the other martial arts are, that's the best one for self-defense.
Okay.
So find a school that you like, find an instructor that you like, make time in your schedule to go train, and then go train.
Okay.
Number two is listen to your instincts, your inner body. If you walk into a house or if you speak to somebody and you feel that the person is not being honest, they're a little creepy, whatever it is, follow your instincts. You know, maybe you need to go with another person, maybe you need to cancel the appointment.
Okay.
What was the other thing?
He gets nervous too. Well, one of the things I loved was when you shared with our classes, especially when, and this actually helped with my wife, when she's walking out of Publix, don't be on your phone,
Correct.
right? Share with them why they should do that.
Yeah, so you know, the criminals look for prey, just like out in the wild, you know. So if you're walking out of a Publix, out into a house, into a parking lot, and what do you see? You see most people that are on their phone.
Yep.
Right, they're head down on their phone. You're creating an opportunity to be attacked, to become a victim. Versus, so say you have two people.
Sure.
And you have one person that is on their phone, head down. They don't even know where their car is. They don't know where their keys are. And then you have another person that is head up, shoulders back. They look aware. They're looking around. Man, what do you think the person that's going to become a victim? So that's you always have to think ahead, right? Know where your car is parked. Know where your keys are at. Don't get to your car and start fumbling, looking to your purse, looking for your keys. Your keys should be in your hand. Your phone should be in your pocket. Until you get in your car, you get it started, you get moving, and then you have time to deal with the rest of your stuff.
So make sure that don't make yourself an easy victim.
Correct.
Shoulders back, look around, let
Correct.
people know that you're looking around and what's happening.
I mean, even if you're a little scared, say it's night, the parking lot lights aren't working, and you're a little worried about walking to your car. It's about confidence. Right, in sales, you always talk about confidence, right? It's you gotta make it look like if somebody's gonna come up to you and do something to you, that you're gonna take care of business.
Yeah. So the other one I love that you shared was, if somebody were to approach you, don't back down, stand up. And actually, this happened to one of our managers. Somebody walked in, an irate customer walked in, and rather than my manager sitting crowded behind her desk, she stood up and said, "You need to leave right now."
That's right.
Why is that important that people do that?
That's right. Well, again, you're dealing with bullies, right? So how do you deal with a bully? You got to stand up to that bully.
Okay.
Because they're looking for a weak person. So if you're in your real estate office and somebody walks in and they're demanding things and they're screaming and they're yelling, you shouldn't back down and cower to what they're saying. You need to stand up, get up, right up to their face, demand that they leave, demand that they calm down.
Okay.
And I find that 99% of the time when we deal with people that are like that, things tend to settle.
Got it. So don't back down, show confidence, show that you're ready, you're
Correct.
Prepared, and no back down.
That's right.
The other one I love that you shared was, always make sure if you're showing property, particularly as a woman, to keep yourself between the customer and the door.
That's right.
That way, if God forbid, if you needed to make a quick exit, you could.
Right. So preparation, right? So if say it's the first time that you're going to go see that listing or that you're going to go show that listing, get there a little earlier, walk through the house, unlock all the doors that need to be unlocked, different exit points. You need to know, okay, if I'm upstairs, what's the quickest way to get down? What's the quickest way to get out? Keep yourself between, the subject and the door. Don't let them walk behind you. You walk behind them.
Got it.
If they're telling you, come on, let's go upstairs, you show them, hey, come upstairs, and then you walk behind them. Because most of the time, if you are going to get attacked, it's going to be from behind.
So really, it all boils. I mean, every scenario it looks to being prepared, being aware, knowing what your surroundings are, and in the event something happens, being able to act quick.
Right, and a lot of that comes from the mindset, right? And where do you get that mindset from? Training. If you don't train, and if you don't go through these scenarios and put yourself in uncomfortable positions, when it comes time to the reality of it,
sure.
It's better if again, it's the warrior mindset, right?
Got it.
Like, we're gonna go.
It's funny because I have a feeling this is going to be your answer to the next question, but you look at whether you're flying, right? And I know you've been, not only were you a private jet pilot as you are today, but you were a commercial pilot prior to that. You've definitely dealt with high pressure situations and in the police officer role that you play. How do you handle those high pressure? I love asking high profile people, especially athletes, how they handle the high pressure situations. How do you handle the high pressure?
So for me in my careers is training.
Got it.
Train. So in the police department, obviously we train to shoot, we train to fight, we train to handle people on the ground, train to handcuff. When I was on the SWAT team, it's training. You go into a house, you do the same thing over and over again. In the airline and in flying, it's the same thing. You go into a simulator and they give you engine failure, engine fire, all kinds of problems. So you're training. So when the day comes, this is what I was referring to before, when the attack comes, it's just muscle memory.
Got it.
Like, if somebody grabs you from behind, it's automatic. You know what you're doing, and winning those few second battles is what's going to get you through the day.
Yeah. And what's so important for the realtors that are watching this, we talk about role playing, we talk about training, we talk about coaching. Ultimately, when you get confronted with a commission question or you get confronted with something in a deal that's going to blow up a deal, it's preparation, it's training. Yeah. So whether you're a police officer or a realtor, the preparation is there. Let's talk about asking the right questions. I think, again, to me, what I loved about 86 episodes, it doesn't matter who I interview, athlete, entrepreneur, author, motivational speaker, it doesn't, politician, police officer, the common denominators are all there, right? So let's talk about asking the right questions, because ultimately you can never get a yes if you don't ask the right questions.
Correct.
So talk to me about some of the tips you guys use in your police work in asking the right questions. It's getting cold out by the way.
Yeah. So most of the time, obviously, don't ask a question that you don't really know the answer to, or that you don't want an answer to. You should already kind of know your path to where you want to lead that person to.
Got it.
So at the beginning, if you see that there, again, and this is just in police work, but if you see that there's a barrier, obviously we have to break that barrier down. So maybe not go for, right, hey Alex, did you kill somebody? Maybe that's not the first question that you should ask, although sometimes that is the best question.
Got it.
You kind of see like, hey, even though we're dealing with a death, we build a quick rapport, and it's
sure.
like, you can go ahead, but sometimes you have to break that wall down. So maybe you have to go off in left field and just talk about baseball or football, and then, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? And eventually, for us, you're gaining the trust of that person.
Okay.
And then saying, hey, I understand, although it's illegal, but I understand why this happened. And making the person believe and understand that you care about them. A lot of times people are scared, right? They don't know what's going to happen to them. Am I going to get arrested? Am I going to go to jail? Am I going to be let go? Am I going to be able to go with my parents? So again, it's just, use your instincts, and you do all that with training.
And again, it boils down to training. So knowing your customer, kind of knowing the direction you want to take them in, you ask those questions.
Right.
And sometimes if you feel it, go in for it. And if you don't feel it, beat around the bush a little bit, then come back, agree, move on.
Yeah, in my photography business, I do the same thing. Sometimes I feel that I can be like, okay, here's my quote, and there's not a problem.
Got it.
And sometimes I know, okay, I'm gonna have to massage just a little bit.
Got it.
So they don't get a sticker shock.
Yeah. Well, you are one of the best, and that's why they get sticker shock. So let's talk about the photography. Here we are. We picked the best scenario of our options here, and I'll kind of show you guys the view now. And I got the sun behind me and all that. But ideally, what are some of the boxes that you check off when you're going? Because obviously, as realtors, we're not always hiring a professional photographer. We should for all properties that we take, right? But there's a lot of content that's being filmed. This alone, or maybe they're on the road showing someone else's property. They just want to show it. What are some of the boxes that realtors should be checking?
So nowadays, you can get a really good camera, very inexpensive. So get away from your phone. Although the phones have great cameras, sometimes for real estate photography and specifically like indoor photography, it's not the best. So spend a little bit of money, get a good camera, get a good tripod. Again, education, training, right? You can go online, you can find anything you want on YouTube. Learn how to use your camera. I would prefer like a more on manual mode, and practice. And between a little bit of practice, YouTube, and Photoshop Lightroom,
there you go.
It's pretty easy.
All right, we wrap up every interview with a book, podcast, or TED Talk recommendation. What do you got?
Yeah, one of my favorite podcasts, Jocko Willink.
Yep.
It's all about a warrior mindset. It's helped me, in my police work and flying and photography. My kids listen to it. He's got a kids podcast.
Yes, and he's got kids' books too, right?
Yeah. I just got him for Lucas for Christmas. So that's my favorite podcast.
There you go, Jaime. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, man. Guys, happy holidays. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 86. Jaime, I'm going to go around and turn the camera off. Any parting words for the audience?
Happy holidays. Happy New Year's.
There you go.